least to begin the at-bat. They may change it up. Look out, and Ortiz gets hit in the back. And they are going to send out warnings to both sides as he heads down to first. Farrell not happy at all. Now his pitcher has been warned, and Farrell may have already been ejected. I would guess, based on all that he is saying now, that he was.
Strikeouts with a strikeout. If you were going to try to get somebody, why wouldn't you get the third guy? Why would you wait for Ortiz, lefty against lefty?
Only because he is viewed as the star.
Okay.
You're a big star of the team. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
I can buy that. I can buy that. But
he's the guy. If there's one guy that's going to beat you over the years, it's this guy.
But he had no involvement in what was going on down in Tampa Bay.
But sometimes you get hit.
Shift is on now with 2 strikes, and the 3-2 pitch struck him out. He may get tossed. Now he is tossed. Carpenter thrown out of this game. Mike Matheny thrown out of this game.
Would when he first made that change.
That is behind Rizzo, and Matt Belisle is out of the game. Rizzo's first couple of steps actually toward the mound.
Oh yeah.
He's not happy. We will get an enforced pitching change.
And he throws it down around the legs, so I guess if you're going to throw at somebody, that's the way to do it. I mean, I think it was a little silly. But if you feel like you have to do that, so Anthony had a chance.
Murphy taking on 3-2, and Les Diaz is going to call him out.
Danny Murphy knows the strike zone better than most.
Well, from what we just saw, Daniel Murphy has been thrown out by Les Diaz. A lot of noise coming from the Nats dugout in between innings. This is after he'd already been tossed, and Murphy coming out, I'm sure talking about that strike 3 to him. Dusty tries to intervene, but it's too
struggling, so he's going to drop a bunt down, and it's perfect. Deadens it on that grass. Laurie comes in and fires it, and watch how Edwin hits that one. Watch the replay as he stretches out, and it almost pops out of his cone.
In the glove. And they're asking each other, do you see that ball hit the dirt and everything else? But Edwin picked it clean.
Yeah, I don't think he bobbled it. And then used his bare hand. Watch the ending play here. Stretches out, has it, starts to pop out right there, but then he closes it with the other hand, and it's a good play.
That's really interesting because Francisco is across the bag. And if they're and Compilacion pleading his case with Chad Fairchild, now Gibbons is going to come out. And Jeff Kellogg is the crew chief, and he, to me, is the one that initiated this discussion. He was at second base. He came in. And
good, because he's got to stick up for his pitcher. He's got to stick up for his first baseman. This could be 2 games in a row. But they called bobble. I didn't see any bobble at all from Edwin.
And there he gets tossed, and Jeff Kellogg is walking away, and Gibbons, I don't blame him one bit.
Nope.
But the ball, take another look at it. Watch the ball. It's on the dirt right there. And you see how he picked it off the dirt?
Yeah.
And that's how they called a bobble, because there was so much of the ball that was in the dirt there. And Francisco is past the bag. And they call him out, and then Jeff Kellogg, the crew chief, initiated a discussion between the umpires, and that led to Gibbons being ejected.
So a full count now. And the pitch. And a cutter, strike 3 called. And now Encarnacion is fuming, and he got tossed out of the game. And now he inadvertently bumped Carapasa as well. A A pitch that certainly appeared to be outside. Again, a bit of a late call, and now John Gibbons gets tossed down.
Appears to be a breaking ball off the plate, and Carapazza calls him out. Edwin doesn't react strongly very often, but he's tossed in the first.
So not the way the Blue Jays wanted to get this holiday started.
About, I think, a pitch earlier. That's what I was looking for, and that's why he was waiting for a while.
Eric Cooper. I didn't see if he ejected Callaway. I'm assuming he did. And that's why Terry Frank.
They were on the mound. So he's got his, he's fighting for his pitcher on pitches. And then he tosses him, and then Mickey's going to go back and have his say.
Strawberry can't believe it, and neither can I. Darrell's 6'6", and his knees are a long way off the ground. Tata doesn't like him arguing, and he's out of the game.
How about Tata? He just followed Strawberry. You talk about baiting a ball player. He walked right with him. Strawberry was going back to the bench.
And I'm sure that's part of what Davey's complaining about, and he's out of the game too. And he's really going to get his 2 cents in now.
Tata followed him right with him to argue with him.
Davey's really letting him have it now. 1 out. Carter still at first base. And now Terry Tata waiting for Davey to leave, as he has been ejected from the game.
And Coop's going to come out. Needless to say, Kerwin's had a tough night tonight.
He threw Robin out of the game for.
I don't think David's not really arguing because maybe he wants to get a chance to swing here on 3-1 if they challenge him. You know, Lackey's up next. He's got a base open. He's been pitching cautious.
And Joe Madden, and Joe's out. Just for arguing balls and strikes.
Time to get your money's worth. This game has started. Cubs down 4 already. Crowd taken out of the game. With instant replay, we don't get to see this very often.
Well, this crowd was unusually quiet here early on for obvious reasons. The Cubs down big.
Joe just said, I just asked him where the pitch was. I just want to know where the pitch was. Beals obviously wouldn't answer him.
Second ejection this year for Joe. June 5th against Arizona. 31 hitter.
What, 20 all-star teams, I believe?
He was only not an all-star when he was 20, 21, and then 1945 when he didn't play because of military service. Every other year of his career. Ooh,
wow.
Somebody got tossed. I think Joe's had it. He didn't like the Soler call, and there have been some other calls I think he's been aggravated about. So he and DJ Rayburn going at it.
Well, Chris Bryant was rung up his first time up on a borderline pitch. We had it, you know, right on the corner at the bottom of the knees. Soler was rung up on that one that we showed again. It was clearly off the plate outside.
You could read his lips. He said that was a foot outside. There was another four-letter word in there that I will not repeat.
2-1. Came in. That got Smith on the hand.
Is that a foul ball?
I'm a little confused. Service says, wait a minute, that hit him on the hand, right? Now, if he was swinging, it doesn't matter because it would be a foul ball. His hand counts as part of the bat.
And that automatically brings Jeff Bannister out.
Steve Buechele making the obvious presentation. It was Scott Service who talked everybody into it. And now Joe West has just ejected Jeff Bannister. Here we go.
Good ball game. 2 singles, a walk. Diving, Flaherty, 1 drop. But the out's recorded.
Matheny's going to come out and review this again.
I remember under the rule at the beginning of the season, the runner would have been safe if the ball had been dropped in the transfer.
So there's never really a true clean catch in the glove. You see there, it's still open and never closed on the ball.
Safe. They're going to overturn it. So Matheny's challenge works, and now Buck Showalter's going to come out, and this is purely argument. And Buck Showalter's, you look at this, he wants
with some of these reviews and potentially what they're looking at.
And obviously for him, he's arguing. He doesn't get to argue with the people who made the call. The people who made the call are in New York.
Yeah, he wants to go talk to them.
And now Samardzija's about ready to get kicked out of the game.
Well, he's frustrated. You can understand it. And a cut fastball in the inside corner, and he's following the pitch.
Strom was upset with is it looked like Hundley bumped him, trying to stop him from going out to talk to Samardzija.
Well, you may see Bochy get tossed, and there it is.
Late call, strike by James Hoy. Black.
Somebody just get tossed?
Coming out of the dugout asking plate umpire Hoy what's that about.
I don't know if somebody was chirping about that last pitch or what, but
Is gone.
oh.
That's the real heave-ho from James Hoy, in case anyone missed it. Be the second.
Ryan Howard.
Beat him there.
The Phillies take the lead.
Jordy Mercer going over to have a discussion. Oh, that's what it was right there. Frazier was going to cover the bag. Alan Porter got in his way a little bit.
Clint Hurdle's getting hot. Getting a near full from Clint Hurdle, and he's been ejected. Don't see these too much these days. Clint Hurdle's not through yet.
All 4 and a 4-pitch walk from Workman will lead off hitter here in the 6th inning. Cabrera. Second walk given up by Workman of his outing. John Farrell coming out here to argue as Brzezinski got into it with the home plate umpire Walcott, and Farrell out there to intercept. Is AJ tossed? He's walking away from the scene. Apparently AJ has been tossed as he heads to the dugout.
Well, I mean, for what reason? I mean, even if he was complaining about a pitch in that particular sequence, it's between him and the.
He questioned a pitch and was thrown out of the game.
Boy, that's a quick trigger.
You can tell the home plate umpire Quinn Walcott was annoyed.
He pinch hit for Mike Napoli yesterday. Had the base hit, takes a low strike here. 0-1.
The second one, the one to Prince was down there as well.
And Lance Barrett telling the Ranger dugout no more. Don't want to hear any more about the ball strike calls.
They made a deal with him. Don't call it a ball anymore, and we won't argue anymore.
And that is going to do it. It looked like Jeff Bannister has been thrown out. At least Jeff's coming out to talk to Lance Barrett. and get his money's worth if he was the one that got ejected. And I think he was. I think Jeff's a little perturbed with the height of some of those strikes. Might have suggested they were a little bit low.
Yeah,
Kind of get that from.
I would kind of agree with him on a couple of those calls.
Yep.
Yes, he
He went around, but the ball gets away from Contreras. The throw is high, and Lindor is safe at first base. It does go down as a strikeout. Technically his fourth of the day. However, he is currently arguing with home plate umpire Eric Bacchus, who was claiming that he was out of the baseline on his way to first, and Lindor incensed. Carlos Mendoza comes out.
With where he catches the ball and the first base, and that's going to be the point. See where he's running inside?
Yes.
So that's going to make the throw, even though it was a bad throw. That's what they teach you. They used to teach you to throw it right at the runner's back. So actually the umpire, I think, now that we see it, made the right call.
Eric Bacchus is a young umpire. It's only his third full season in service, and younger umpires, when you're coming up, you're typically going to go by the book because that's what has gotten you to this point.
Kind of looked at her funny and didn't really react. By the end of the meal, she had realized or been told it was Bruce Bochy.
Oh, really?
Oops. Coughlin might get tossed here. He's had enough. He has had it with Ben May. There he goes.
Ben May and Ben did. Coughlin is done. Coughlin run up on a ball. This one on the plate. Coughlin thought it was down, but when he reviews the video, he'll realize that.
Joe West is upset because I think he was telling Joe was telling a couple of his infielders to go out and talk to Kyle, and I think Joe West was saying, no, you can't do that. Wow. So he throws him out, and he's going to let him make the change? How about that?
Yeah. He said, that's fine, just I'm going to go get my guy. Just that's
side of the diamond. If he can shoot one through there, the 2-2 coming, and in there for strike three. He strikes out for the third time today. He thought it was up and out of the strike zone.
That ball was up. That was more of a hanging breaking ball. Was not the pitch that Skaggs was trying to throw.
And now John Farrell coming out, make sure Dustin Pedroia stays in the contest. As he separates. Oh, now John Farrell has been tossed out. And Dustin Pedroia is going to walk away. So Gabe Morales has heard enough, and he has thrown out the Red Sox manager.
He heard enough quickly, didn't he?
Yeah, that didn't take long.
John Farrell maybe looking for a way to fire up his team a little bit in a scoreless game halfway through a rough run.
Bird goes around, says John Hirschbeck down at third. Hirschbeck's hearing it now from the Yankee dugout as Bird strikes out. And whoever's doing the talking, he's telling them to stop talking, and it's Joe Girardi.
Joe's going down the end of the bench. He might not be long for this one.
This is between innings, but this evidently is after he was tossed, and it'll be a short night for Girardi. Remember, they had the argument on the check swing call a half inning earlier.
Can you argue a check?
Something to Laz Diaz, and Laz Diaz does not let any conversation go. He started going right back at him. Keep walking, antagonizing Kelly. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then he throws him out. And it's amazing. We said this in a half joking way at the beginning of the game. It's always fun when Laz Diaz is out there.
Yeah, but
he has a way about himself, not just with the Yankees, other teams as well. He's always in the middle of something.
You know, I think the concern from Kelly was the second.
Cuzzy and kept barking from the Braves dugout. And Phil Cuzzy had heard enough and threw him out. So once he was tossed, Matt Kemp wanted to come out and get a couple of parting shots in verbally.
Oh, that hit the runner. And the runner is out. A smash that got Jackson. And Martinez will have to retreat to third base. So not a double play grounder, which might have been the result. Here comes Ron Gardenhire to. And so is Paul. Hit right at the shortstop. It was a tailor-made double play grounder, and it hit the runner.
Well, rarely do you get to see a good argument anymore. Gardy's getting heated up here. There it is. Joe West doing what he's done so many times. It's almost like he antagonized Gardy into this one.
I'm just curious why, at third base, he even entered the discussion to be the primary umpire in the discussion. He is the crew chief.
Last weekend of July, it is one of the most popular music festivals we ever present. This year we've got Mary J. Blige, Usher, Cam, so many more.
The wording that Major League Baseball uses to interpret that is if the ball sticks or is stuck. It doesn't have to be unfieldable. They're saying it apparently is not a lodged ball. Well, Brian Price has just been ejected from the game by Fielding Colby.
On the left side of the infield. Nothing.
2-2 coming. Just got a piece of that fastball. Well, it's clear with Marquez. And Darno's got to be careful here. Catcher's interference called against Darno. And Howard goes to first base.
I can't tell from there. And Howard right away. It's almost like he hit the inside of the glove. The thumb. Look where the thumb is. It's hard to see. Hard to see, guys. I have to say, Marquez was emphatic coming out of there and saying that it was a catcher's interference. That's not something you look to call. It's something you hear to call.
Well, this game has had some entertainment.
We saw Bob Garrett on the phone. He's talking with the Mets video guys. Call?
It's not a reviewable
Terry's
call.
been ejected. And you can probably read lips and see that he's not going to get his money's worth after Alfonso Marquez was running from a game. Boy.
I didn't see it.
It looks like the ball got the glove.
Strike three on a generous outside corner.
Boy, that is a bad break for a 3-2 pitch to bring the tying run to the plate. That hurts.
Get out of here. Now you're done. Somebody just got tossed out of the Dodger dugout. Adrian Gonzalez.
Well, I'm sure once you go down and see the video and you see what's going on and the ball was wide, Adrian now has a right to gripe a little bit.
Runner at first and one out. Here comes a 1-0, and Grandal takes a generous outside corner again. It's like the same relative location to the one that Gonzalez is mad about.
Ball's way out.
Strike three. And now Grandal has been tossed by Marty Foster.
As Monty held the anger in until the volcano exploded at the end of the
Pitch on Gentry, and that ball looked like just a little bit off. And you could tell the way Vogt got up. He thought this was a strike, and he kind of gets up and shows his disgust where he steps in front of the plate.
Well, Bob Melvin just got thrown out, and I'm just not that surprised by this.
No.
After last inning.
Yeah, and this is going back to Gentry's at bat.
Yeah. I mean, Gentry got called out on a questionable pitch, fouled on a questionable check swing, and A's wanted that last pitch to Castro to be a strike. And at this point, Bob Melvin says, you know what, maybe I got to do something to help my team.
Absolutely.
And Bob Melvin says, I don't care about you, Gary Cederstrom. I want a piece of Quinn Walcott, the home plate umpire. Gary Cederstrom is just doing what he's supposed to do as the crew chief.
Yeah.
this one getting ready to happen. Danny Valencia objected to many of the calls by Dan Iasonia, and Dan got tired of hearing it and ran him. So now it's got service.
The 1-2. Inside corner, strikeout of Holiday. On-base streak is over, and it ends with a Joe West ejection. Matheny's gone. Well, you might as well get your money's worth now.
I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Braun comes in from the outfield and has his say. He says, yeah, in about last inning.
Someone better get Holiday. Guy that relied on his control as Castro is hit by a pitch. And Roberto Hernandez has just been thrown out of this ball game. Starlin Castro had a 2-run home run his last time up, and Roberto Hernandez without warning. And the umpires do have the right to do this without warning. Throws Hernandez out of this ball game. If he Cadillacs it at all, or if he poses. And Sandberg's now been ejected from this game. But without warning, he throws him out of the ball game. Normally you'll see a warning on both sides.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
I think that's jumping the gun, honestly. I mean, I know they have right in. Ruiz is set up outside. Roberto can't believe it. Oh. And then Ryan Sandberg, he's thrown himself out.
Took the lead in the 5th. Up and in. Braun brushed back. And a guy with a command of Madison Bumgarner that had all outs. 2-0.
Well, you know that Bumgarner is looking at that on-deck circle.
Just Braun, the 2-0 inside. Heffler trying to hit him there. I mean, there'd be no reason. Ryan Braun saying so far off the plate, and he's feeling the same thing, and the benches start to pour out here. Nick Hundley gets between Braun and Bumgarner, who's barking back.
Brewers are out, Giants are not. Yeah, I mean, he's had such impeccable control. He got him on the jersey.
As far as Braun stands away from the plate, there's no way Bumgarner's not trying to hit him there, in my opinion.
Craig Counsell wants to see if the umpire issued a warning.
That went from,
he couldn't believe it,
DEFCON 1 to DEFCON 5 quickly.
My goodness, what was that?
And he's talking about a warning. He says if you issued a warning on that, I couldn't make out the rest, but obviously that puts the Brewers in a tough spot.
I can't believe he threw him out, number one. I mean, that's ridiculous. He was down in the dugout. He just upset about the warning issue. I don't know. Craig Counsell's not one to get too overly aggressive with umpires.
This is as mad as Counsell has been all year, and he is letting Tom Hallion have it, and Hallion's giving it right back to him.
Well, it has an effect on both teams when umpires issue warnings like that. It's so subjective. Once you issue a warning, whether a guy gets thrown out if he hits somebody, it affects both. That's what Craig Counsell's upset about.
And
That is a fair ball, and out is Simmons. The throw to first. That's going to be a double play. Aaron Harang's going to argue. Freddie Gonzalez is going to come out and plead his case with Ron Culpa. Yadier Molina might have stolen one for St. Louis, and he starts a double play.
Molina bounced out there and got the ball before it hit the ground. Got into fair territory. Doesn't look like it.
And now Freddie Gonzalez is ejected, and he's
pretty much saying, how in the world could it be fair if the ball hit back here? Third base umpire should have had a good look at that too. Hits in foul territory. Molina springs up and runs 2 steps on the dugout.
Hughes going to come out and get after Culpa again, who's going to meet him halfway between the dugout and the plate.
Freddie's got to be careful here after coming out a second time.
As that pitch to Hole in between innings, the chirping came from the Red Sox dugout. John Farrell and the umpire Timmons told him to stop. You know, just stop right now. Stop right now. And they kept going, so he threw him out of the game. Farrell came out, argued for a good.
Got him.
Now you've got to expand. When you're down to your last couple outs, you cannot let that happen. And that is a rough at bat.
Just got kicked out of the game.
We haven't seen it called all day. I mean, he's had a low strike zone. We haven't seen any belt highs. Bochy. This is going to accelerate right now.
4 victories, just 10 all of last year. With the 3.4 runs, it'll be over 5.
There's some John going on now.
And Buddy just got tossed out by Mike Everett. This has been ongoing on Kadire. Good Friday night crowd here in Cleveland. Strike 3. And now Kadire's hot at John Tumpane. You can see how frustrated Michael is. Wolf's going to get in there and keep Kadire in the game, and now Stu Cole trying to help him out. And for me, this is carryover from Wednesday, and he just threw him out. He threw Walt out. Kadire's going to right field.
The reaction. Pete Walker says something to Carapazza, and Carapazza said, "What you got to say?" And of
Balls
course,
and strikes, huh?
Smothered off home plate and safe at first. Here comes Bud Black out to state his case with Jordan Baker.
See if this ball comes up off the plate and hits Peterson while he's in the box. I think it.
Appealing now to first base umpire Paul Emmel.
Because here's the deal. The way that ball bounced off the plate and then it went directly towards first base, it had to hit something. Now if it hits his bat, that's a live ball.
Yeah. Let's see from this angle. It's hard to tell.
He hit his bat twice.
It off home plate. I mean, this is Jerry Meals now, who is the crew chief on the right. And they're going to throw out Black.
That's hit into the right field corners and a home run. Yeah, look, I thought it hit the railing just with the way it shot back into the crowd, and it is a home run. Well, Ned's convinced that it was something else. Again, it's hard to. And Ned just got ejected.
2 strikeouts in the inning for Escalona, both looking, and Cody Ross has been ejected. Chad Fairchild, the home plate umpire, and now Cody is having to be restrained here by Kurt Gibson.
As Matt Joyce leads off, down 2. This second time around, and now Ben May, the home plate umpire, says knock it off, I've heard enough. And somebody just got tossed. Don't know if it was Clint Hurdle. Notably frustrated on the homestand with the umpiring crews against the Giants and the Los Angeles Dodgers, and now Hurdle gets tossed. So somebody else on the bench had been ejected previously.
Find out exactly when Ethier was ejected, and this appears to be it as J.P. Howell was coming on. Apparently some barking from the dugout.
1 out. Here's the first out. That's wicked. He kept the slider down.
Marwin had a couple of words for him. Threw him out. It was a pretty healthy toss.
So is it necessary to toss Marwin if he walks away and makes a statement to the umpire? That might be the reason AJ is trying to talk with Doug Eddings and say, did you?
Cole takes off. Hit and run is on. Bouncer to third. Laurie barehanded, fires to first, and out at first base. Alfredo Griffin doesn't believe it. But remember, the Angels don't have any challenges.
It's going to be a flat-out discussion then.
Ever Sosha challenged Thilly and lost it.
Brett Laurie played with the bare hand and the firm throw to first base.
And it looked like the foot beat the throw.
Sosha getting his money. We make that play anyhow with the bare hand. That ball might have went foul, but you don't know if it's going to go foul. Look at the foot on the base before the ball is secured in the glove. Should have been called safe.
Sosha certainly letting Conroy know how he feels, and now he gets ejected.
Did he go? They'll check. Yes, he did, says Jerry Meals. Not been a friend of David Ortiz, and David's got to be careful here.
Yeah, this goes back to the beginning of the ball game, and out goes Ortiz.
An earlier call that David didn't like, the third base umpire, and didn't like this call, and was
to be something David said. Second time that he's had a little run-in with Meals down at third base. Let's take a look and see. Ooh, that's very close. Then it's the home plate umpire that comes over and throws Ortiz out of the game.
One to Kawasaki, fouls it off. Been running, they had scored 4 runs, and Gibbons is arguing now that the ball wasn't bunted.
Breaking ball. Did it hit him?
Well, he didn't hit it with his bat, but you can see Alan Porter. Why didn't you get some help on that? But it was a breaking ball. Now he's throwing Gibbons out of the ball game. He's saying now you can't ask for help in a situation like that, and Porter appeared to suggest no.
Now the 3-2. He got it. Strike 3. And Maven going to beef a little bit now with Gabe Morales. Cameron Maven Has been thrown out of the game. Here comes Brad Ausmus. Well, that's the last thing the Tigers need here.
Yeah, they're already short.
Maben was unimpressed with that last call. You could tell. Strike.
Too close to take with 2 strikes.
You call it. It's a ball.
Or is it?
It may have nicked the strike zone, but when I believe it's Lance Barrett back there making the calls, we've seen several pitches below the zone. Wow, he did throw him out.
Threw out
A.J. Hinch, but A.J. Hinch was doing
huh?
a great job of protecting Valbuena. He came out to argue that Lance Barrett was kind of eyeballing Valbuena, waiting for him to make a mistake.
Now Hector Santiago, as he comes off the mound, is walking over to the home plate umpire, Chris Conroy, and Mike Scioscia hustled down from the pitcher's mound when he was waiting for Salas to come in from the bullpen, just to kind of get in between Santiago and the home plate umpire. Hector obviously a little upset with some of the calls of balls and strikes.
19.
Oh my God.
And you know, after about 2 hours of questions every night, he said, "Kid, you know, you're 19, I'm 38. I got to get some rest."
And hit by a pitch is Sandoval, and they've thrown Ubaldo out. Jimenez has been thrown out of the ball game by the home plate umpire Jordan Baker, and he didn't say a word to anybody. And Buck Showalter going, why? What? There's no history here. There's nothing else that's happened in the ball game. Wow. Sandoval gets plunked. Baker.
Can't forget this birthday. He's the man that was ejected as the ball was put in play by Nick Markakis. Adam Hamari is the home plate. Brian Snitker came out and tried to protect the rest of his bench, and then he was thrown out arguing balls and strikes.
Count holding at 1-2, and the pitch is taken for a called strike 3. Tim just bailed, and he's telling the home plate umpire DJ Rayburn he's supposed to lock eyes with me. So Tim was ready to hit. He had already asked for time, and then he basically stepped out of the box, and Webb fired a fastball down the middle.
I think Tim Anderson just got run. Pedro out of the dugout to talk to DJ Rayburn, the plate umpire. Tim evidently went to the dugout and was still talking to the plate umpire.
Man at first, tying run. There goes Gomez. He takes off, throw to second, and safe. And this one might go to review. We'll see. Bochy's coming out to give his review staff a chance to look at it.
That's risky. Looks like Panic got him on the leg. Question is, does Gomez have his hand in there? It's going to be close.
And it will go to a challenge here, right there. Wow,
looks like he might be out.
Yeah, that's bang, bang.
And that's a risky play by Carlos Gomez, because if you're the tying run, that's different. It looks like they got him.
Yeah. Well, this is probably going to be overturned as well. Tag there.
It's closer than it looks, right? I mean, different angles give you a different picture.
Jerry Davis says out. 2 that have gone in the Giants' favor, and a costly out at second. And now Gomez fires his helmet down, which incites this crowd even more.
Fired his helmet down at second base when the call was reversed. And he threw him out.
And I think Counsell is going to be next, and out he goes.
Slow roller out to second. Peterson to his right. And Avalon rallies from a 3-0 count. 1 down. And I think Don Mattingly or Justin Turner were just kicked out of the game.
One of them. And if it was Turner, it's about to be both.
Pitch call. And you see James Hoy sticking his finger up saying,
that's enough.
Enough. Looked him into the dugout. And that's when Don Mattingly came out.
On the ground, coming home is Blanco, and they got him. And a nice play by Abreu.
Just a big league jam shot. Play right in front of Abreu. With Blanco going on contact, I don't know if he ever did touch the base with his lower body. He may have touched it with his hand as he stood by. But
you know what, Bruce Bochy may want to look at this to see if he was blocking the play.
And he's gonna. This could be very interesting. And there's a big-time conversation. So here we go.
Safe. And here comes Ventura. And this game is tied. You know, the one thing that Ventura would like to do is just grab the headset.
Basically saying, you know what, I'm giving you the ruling that was decided in New York. It really is out of my hands, and now Ventura's going back to the crew chief and going, wait a second, you're telling me he's going to be on third base too? You're killing me. And they're going to go look again. All right, right when he comes out, you see that it was kind of a, there it is. That's a soft toss right there.
The base is full, and Brad Miller up right back to Figueroa. To home for one, and Arancibia can't get the handle on the ball. It looked to be an easy 1-2-3 double play, and JP couldn't find the handle, so it goes down as a fourth play. Still looking for that third out.
That's exactly what you're hoping for right there, a comebacker with the bases loaded. I think Lloyd McClendon's going to be arguing that he didn't have control of the ball.
And home plate umpire Paul Schreiber is going to call in the crew chief, Ted Barrett, and they will. Now Ron Washington's going to come out, and he wants some clarification. Ted Barrett is saying, nope, you can't come out and talk about it. And he's been thrown out. Once the challenge is decided, you can't argue the result of the replay.
Jared Weaver's been ejected from the game after the warning by Hunter Wendelstedt. We'll see.
And he went around. He is
pitcher-catcher relationship between Corporon and Rodriguez, the way that they're working together right now, each and every pitch.
And Esterbrook telling Kevin Cash not to come any closer. Now Cash has been ejected. I think he got Derek Shelton to begin with, and now he got Cash when Cash turned his back. And now Cash is going to come back and get his money's worth.
And Cash is right about this. They've seen some of the locations of those breaking pitches.
Well, the location of the breaking pitch and the fact that